This phenomenon is mind-boggling. It's crazy. It sabotages progress worldwide. This phenomenon is called NIMBY. My name is Evan Holiday, and I'm a real estate developer, and we focus in specifically on affordable housing developments and mixed-use developments. And today we're going to talk about NIMBYism. It stands for Not in My Backyard, and it's when local residents actually stand up and fight against something that they actually know is important for their community. For example, housing developments, homeless shelters, we know these developments are important, but NIMBYs just do not want it in their local area. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We talk about impact investing, affordable housing, and real estate on this channel. We're facing a massive housing shortage right now across the country. I'm sure you've seen it on the news. It's really gaining a lot of traction and awareness because there's so many people that are affected by not being able to actually even afford where they live. And this is especially in larger cities across the country. And a big part of this is really, it's just supply and demand. We cannot actually build enough units or keep enough units affordable that were previously affordable to meet the actual demand for the amount of families and individuals that are moving into big cities. And so to be able to keep up with this, we need more units. NIMBYs are one of the biggest obstacles preventing that from happening. For certain types of developments, it definitely makes sense to have a NIMBY mindset. And what I mean by this is if you think about like landfills or a radioactive nuclear power plant, or different very high intensity industrial uses, you don't necessarily want that to be right next to your backyard where your kids are playing every day. Like that would be a very conflicted uses right next to each other that would not work well at all. And so that it makes a lot of sense, and that's why we have zoning. But the other end of the spectrum is when you have things that we need and we know we need, and they are not conflicting with the uses of the residents in the area, then that's where we have the issue. And to really make sure that we're not putting those industrial uses right next to residential areas and putting them right up to where kids play or right next to a school, that's what zoning is for, and that's how zoning came about. And when zoning changes need to occur, that's when we have public meetings. We have public input from local residents, and they help decide the future of the community. In the many community meetings that I've been a part of, and I've been in attendance or been presenting at ourselves for developments we've worked on, we've seen kind of the gamut of responses from citizens in the community that are either for or against the development. But this is also really where we see a lot of our NIMBYism statements that come out and NIMBYism feelings that come out. Some of the biggest ones we see are centers around traffic. And also, I should caveat this and say, like, high level, all NIMBYism can also be, a cover for how people really feel. They really just don't want density, and sometimes they just are scared of new people coming into their neighborhoods, new people they don't know, new people that maybe they are judging a little bit before they actually even know them. But they use a lot of other more design-related excuses as a way to say, hey, we just don't want more people, and we don't want those type of people in our neighborhood. So we've heard traffic, basically bringing more traffic to the area, but this is why developers are required by the cities to actually do traffic studies. So we hire a third-party engineer that knows way more about traffic and traffic patterns and car patterns than I ever will, or any other developer will. And so that helps kind of mitigate that and say, hey, this is handled by an expert. Also, density. Density is a big concern all the time. People are saying we don't want all of these people right in our backyard or right in our neighborhood. It doesn't make sense. It's going to bring all these negative side effects. So really, when people are saying they don't want density, it usually means they don't want all the side effects that they think come with density. And I say think because there's a lot of negative stigmas or negative beliefs that are not based in reality, but a lot of people hold to, they think is true as far as what comes with density. So they think crime comes with density. They think lower incomes come with density. They think people that don't care because they're renters come with density. It's just basically looking down on anyone that is okay with living in an apartment and anyone that is okay with living in a much more dense community. But that's actually couldn't be further from the truth. You literally see with density comes more retail, more jobs, higher income values, higher property values, and there's all studies to prove this, that if density comes to an area, it actually can help uplift the area. And that's the powerful thing that a lot of people forget about in these community meetings. And a big problem we see at these community meetings is that we really are not getting a representative mix of the individuals that actually make up the community. A wide-ranging mix of viewpoints and perspectives on where the community should head. You typically are having single-family homeowners that are able to attend these meetings, maybe because they're able to get off work, or maybe because they know about these meetings. They're much more in the know of community activism, and you typically are not getting a lot of renters, either renters that already live in the neighborhood or renters that could potentially move to the neighborhood if there were more density and if there were more options. And that's the troubling thing that we see, is they're not actually representative of the entire community. It's almost like a one-sided conversation. So how can we encourage a more YIMBY, or yes in my backyard, attitude? And how can you help? How can you get involved? Number one, go to your neighborhood meetings, get involved, and speak up about the need for quality housing options and more housing options. Number two, educate yourself and others in the community about the benefits, the true benefits of affordable housing. By the way, I have a video all about the 7 myths of affordable housing that I will link below. Some of the key benefits of affordable housing include it brings jobs, both construction jobs and permanent jobs. It helps really revive the local economy. It brings density, which brings retail and commercial and jobs. It also helps provide quality and attainably priced housing for working class families, something they can actually afford. You have fewer evictions because people can actually afford where they rent. They're not living paycheck to paycheck and hoping that they can make ends meet every month and not having to spend 70% of their monthly paycheck on rent. Most importantly, we are supporting the next generation. And really, this is because affordable housing and quality affordable housing at an attainable price point really helps out children the most. This is why we're making this video. This is why we're talking about NIMBYism, because we need more housing. And if we can't build it in our own backyard, then where? Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you got a lot of value out of this and learned a little bit more about NIMBYism and how negatively powerful it can be to stop quality developments and bring more affordable housing to communities across the country. But if you enjoyed today's video, we'd love it if you give us a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this about affordable housing, about impact investing, and real estate. So guys, thank you so much and have a great day.